Good morning. My name is Manuel Tony. I'm studying in 8th standard at Holy Child Central School in Snehagiri, Mala. Let's begin my speech, okay? Once upon a time, on the 28th of August in 1963, a quarter of a million people assembled outside the National Mall in Washington, D.C. for the March for Jobs and Freedom. We also remember this day as an important day in every person's life, in every black person's life, all white. The day when Dr. Martin Luther King gave his famous "I Have a Dream" speech. I have a dream. I have a dream that one day my 4 little children will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. People, this dream is the basis for our understanding. People have different skin colors. Everybody's different. Everyone should be judged by the content of their character. It's their right. It's the right of every human being. So what is racism, really? What is it? Well, racism is the belief that one race is superior to another based on their inheritable traits, abilities, or qualities. Now, these qualities, other people invented that word qualities just to hide the fact that the qualities they're talking about is just other people's skin color and their religion, their caste. That's what they're talking about. We shouldn't be racist. Racism is one of the biggest crimes in humanity, but it's a crime that we commit unknowingly. So let's talk about the origins of racism. Racism began 300 years ago when Americans first deported African slaves to America. The African slaves were then sold like property. They were treated like property by the American people. That changed 200 years later in 1862 when Abraham Lincoln passed a bill promoting the fact that all blacks should be treated as equals. He abolished slavery. That was his biggest contribution to humanity. Okay, now 100 years later, even if the blacks are still free, in 1963, they're still fighting for their rights. They're still being treated differently. Margaret, an African woman, she refused to give up her seat on a bus to a white man. Okay, that's bravery right there, and she was killed for that. And so was Martin Luther King. So was Malcolm X. Let's talk about the modern 21st century, racism today. Recently, we've pretty much read in the newspapers that what Trump did 4 weeks ago, he told 4 congresswomen of color to go back to the crime-infested and broken countries they came from. 3 of them were born in the United States, but their ancestors weren't from there, okay, except one. Ilhan Omar of Minnesota. The thing is, she immigrated to the United States. Her family was not from America, and Trump told her to go back from where they came from. That's pure racism right there, people. It's all in the speech. And you see, the thing is, it is happening in our society as well. And a day after Trump made this statement, he was rebuked by the White House. He was rebuked by the White House in more than 150 years. A senior congressman was heard saying to media, "I know racism when I see it, I know racism when I feel it, and at this high level of government, there is no room for racism. There is absolutely no room for racism at this high level of government." 2 days after this happened, a senior congresswoman of Georgia, who was 9 months pregnant, she was verbally abused at a supermarket. A white man called her a son of a bleep. I'm going to pause right there because he called her a swear word. I'm not supposed to say it because this is formal. So he called her a son of a, and you know what, and told her to go back from where she came from. Okay? This happened for 5 minutes before the supermarket authorities told that man to go outside. This woman was in the supermarket along with her 9-year-old daughter. And do you know what her daughter asked her mother? She asked, "Mommy, why did that man call you that? Why did that man call you that?" It's a simple question of a 9-year-old to her mother. And she looked down at her daughter and said, I don't know, dear. I really don't know. That's the type of hate that's filled people these days. I mean, we are all of different colors. That's what makes us special. That's what makes us diverse. We're all united. I mean, people are born every day. There's more people alive today than there have been ever died. There's more people alive today. People are born every day. There's so many skin colors and stuff, but it's all right because we're united. If we take away our skin colors, our caste, our religion, everything, we're all human beings. And the main purpose of a human being is to help one another. And that's what we should do. That's our role. That's our role in keeping humanity alive. Okay? If we, and a recent study by an anonymous survey, they did a study on what the most racist country in the world is. The most racist country in the world isn't America. It isn't the UK. It isn't Sweden. Do you know which country it is? It's India. Our homeland. We aren't racist towards foreigners. We're racist towards our own people. I mean, this absolutely appalled me when I heard about it, but it's true. Whenever we see the crippled, the lame, the blind, maybe they might have different skin colors, but whenever we see them, some people think that they're disgusting or something and they move away from them. That's racism right there, judging by the color of their skin. Okay? It has consequences. And if we were them, we could understand, but we're not. Because we're different, as people call it. 100 years from now, almost 100 years, 70 years later, we're still facing with this same problem. How can we make our world a better place to live in? Dr. Martin Luther King, his dream, it's still unrealized. It's still unfulfilled. And this dream can't be done with the help of black people alone. White people and black people, they need to work together in harmony and unity to fulfill this dream. Idiots like Trump can't rule a country like that. Okay, and that's from my opinion, not from the internet or anywhere else. So let me conclude my speech with a thank you for listening to me.